Hi, Ken. I'm so glad you're able to be here with us today. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and the organization you're with?
Well, for the last 11 years, I've been the executive director of School Ministries, which is an organization that started out as a state organization and has now become a national organization to be really like an association for the release time programs across the country. And Bible to Schools is a release time program. Release time is really about bringing the gospel to kids who attend public school. What you have is a program which, through court cases all the way up to the Supreme Court, say if with certain criteria, if you obey those criteria, it's a legal means for kids to get devotional level spiritual knowledge. So we're not talking about treating it as history, we're not talking about treating it as art, but actually devotional level education in the Bible that they can get during the school day in an off-site location. With the court rulings, the kids cannot attend the program without parental consent. So in terms of family support, if we don't have the family support, the kids can't attend. So it's not mandatory. It's not something that kids have to do. You know, the kid and the parent, have to want to do this. So the family support is good, which is amazing because, we have a high percentage of kids that come from families that don't attend church regularly. So it's been a pretty amazing to watch, the changed lives both in the kids and in their families when the families see the change in the kids.
Tell me about the schools. How do the schools react to this? How is this beneficial to schools at all?
I love when I get a chance to meet with school officials. It's probably my favorite thing to do. When I'm describing the program to them, if they don't know anything about it, I say, well, I don't know if this is a fit for the direction you want to go with your school, but here's what we have to offer. We have a program which by law you can't spend any money on, so it's got to be absolutely free to you. It's off-site, so it's actually going to save you money by reducing class size and freeing up teacher time. It's been linked to improvements with behaviors, emotional and mental behaviors of students, and it helps kids perform better academically. Now, if those are not things you're interested in, we're probably not a good program for you, but if those things are important to you, then you definitely want to have this kind of program. Well, of course, they laugh and I laugh because that's at the heart of what every school administrator, I mean, people who go into education, usually have big hearts for the kids.
Absolutely.
And they're wanting to see those lives changed. And when the school administrators see that we're trying to keep them legal and keep them safe, that has a big impact on their lives.
Right.
We're just not some group running around, yee-haw kind of thing, but we're actually trying to impact these kids' lives in a positive way and at the same time trying to help the schools. Before he died, I had the opportunity for a number of years to work for Chuck Colson. And one of the things that he said to me, which has really stuck with me just because of how simple it was, yet how profound it was, he said, Ken, in all of history, there's only been two things that ever have changed human behavior, and that's external force or internal force. And external force only works as long as the threat's right there. Most criminals never believe they're going to get caught, even though we have tons of police and everything else in the courts and corrections. So we can keep trying to pile more and more laws. We can keep trying to hire more and more police officers, and we're never going to stop crime. We're never going to stop Enrons or any of the things that we've seen in the press or shootings that we've seen. Or we can start to ask the question, what about the internal pressure? What happens if I want to live morally and I don't want to do bad things which are currently part of my life? And that's really at the heart of what I think Release Time brings back to the community. It's a way for kids to start asking key questions in their lives, which are not only having to change in their life, but it's how they live their life even after they get out of school. While Christianity does not make anybody perfect, It is trying to build an internal relationship with God that hopefully, the longer your walk, the more serious your walk, the more that changes your behavior.
Thanks, Ken, for being here.
It's been great.